where were you when 9/11 happened, when the Twin Towers fell. For us, it was where were you when Michael Jackson died.
No, I remember 9/11. I remember where I was.
Oh yeah, okay, no, I was a young man.
Looking at all the
It's because you were 10, mate. I wasn't.
like
20.
No,
Seven. 6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
So you would have
to be
saw it
fair.
on the tally.
Yeah.
On the tally, yeah.
Actually, I was talking about this last night, weirdly enough. Yeah, I remember I was in primary school and the teachers all wanted to gather around and watch it on TV, so they just brought all their classes into one room.
Yeah.
And I still remember who the teachers were and all that. And yeah, I was like, that's a weird thing to be watching without actually knowing the context.
I love the video of George Bush. When he finds out. Fuck, it's so...
Talk about rough days on the job.
I know, and he's like reading children books to like a kindergarten class kind of thing, and then like a suit guy like whispers in his ear, America's under attack, and then walks off, and then like you just see him like in front of these kids like...
And then have to finish the book too.
And then like he finishes the book, and then they're like, a second plane has hit the tower. And then and then he's like sitting there, had to finish it and like smile and wave, leave, and then he was on a plane, like... Yeah, like he was
What are your
gone.
guys' thoughts on like the conspiracies behind that? Do you like personally? I feel like
Jet fuel.
do you reckon there was like an explosion? Because like I feel like it can't.
There's so many like
I feel like it
weird
can't
coincidences.
Tower doesn't
Really?
fall like that.
Yeah, like they got all the there's a lot of money stored in the basement levels. They cleared all of that.
Yeah,
All the higher
yeah.
people just weren't at work that day.
Really?
Yeah,
Going on
there's
the
too
plane.
many coincidences to be like.
So
I'm
you
not-
so,
I'm not
so
like
if you
conspiracy
if you had to make a call on whether you think it's just like straight up conspiracy,
Yeah, like it's
if you had to go all in on like it was solely Al Qaeda.
nah,
Or it
nah,
was solely the American
3
government.
months.
Who would you put your who would you
I'd
bet
say-
your house on?
I'd
That you
say
think
the
it
American
is?
government did it as an excuse to invade the Middle East.
Really?
That's where I put my money. Yeah.
So 2 months before 9/11 happened, they put in insurance for the whole building for like it being like for like billions of dollars kind of thing.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, they did like a bit. It's like so like
So
pretty
there's some
much,
proper
if
senior
the
stuff
if the
going
building
on.
burnt down, like we get paid out for it, and then like 2 months later, a plane crashes into
yeah.
it. Like
Really?
yeah, shit like
There
that.
was like a third building that also just went
Pentagon.
down. No, it wasn't the Pentagon. I think there was like another building in New York, maybe.
Oh, that
That-
like yeah.
That just went down. But yeah, there's so many just random things. Like they're like, didn't they find the passports of the people that did it on the ground to be like,
Yeah.
there they are. Like they wouldn't disintegrate when you're in a plane crash.
Plane
Yeah.
crash.
So it was like, this is the man who obviously
Look,
crashed
we
into
found
the-
this passport.
So you reckon it was
Yeah.
kind of an excuse to like
Oh.
hunt those motherfuckers down?
It's like the JFK assassination. There's lots of things.
Nah,
that
he
are-
just did that.
Yeah.
That's
His
what-
head just rolled off his shoulders.
That just popped.
No, that's the
that's
thing.
my conspiracy.
That's the thing, bro. It's what you don't realize is that there's a pewter film. Is like the JFK assassination. The footage is there. Like you can just find it on YouTube. It's there.
And what does it show?
Oh, everything. His head go bang. Like
His head
Exactly.
just put, like actually
explodes. Yeah.
explodes.
Yeah.
Well, like out of like the kind of thing you see in a movie.
Yeah, and there's the conspiracy theories are is that like there was like shots from different sides. There was the mysterious umbrella man and all that sort of shit. And then Umbrella Academy made that a thing again. I don't know if you
No, I
guys
just
watched
like
that show.
I'm under the firm belief that his head just did that as a medical event, and I just put the book away. It's like well, whatever you're saying right now is I've never heard about it because I never cared.
So what you reckon that was also
No, I'm just
like?
taking the piss.
Oh, right.
I have not looked into it.
Yeah,
Going back
neither
to the
have I.
9/11 attack with plane conspiracies. Have you guys looked into much about the Malaysian plane?
Oh, the one
yes.
that
So
went
I was
missing.
watching a recent podcast and they were saying on it that they suspected it was suicide because if you look at the flight plan, the pilot flew over his hometown and then went in the sea, and they searched his house. He did that same flight path or very similar over I think 5 times on his flight simulator. The exact
aye.
course he took when the plane went down, he did it weeks ago on his flight simulator.
So do you reckon he's just hiding all these people on like some little island?
Nah, I
Well,
don't put it on
no.
the ground.
No,
Yeah,
he
they
just put it
grounded
in
the
the
plane, they all
ocean.
died, but there was speculation around that it was him committing suicide, and apparently all the passengers he decreased the oxygen in the cabin, so all the passengers were passed out before the plane went down.
I just can't believe that because when did that happen? It was like 2004,
Roughly around there, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the day I was at work when it happened, but I just like, what world do we fucking live in where they like? I thought they
entire
tracked
plane.
planes.
An
Like,
entire plane
how do they just
went missing.
misplace
But
a
if you
fucking
wanted to commit suicide, why are you taking down a whole plane with you? That's what
Pussy,
I
pussy
can
move.
understand that there's around that could have been, but why is he taking down a whole cabin with him.
Yeah.
Because everybody would remember his name and all his legacy.
Well,
for
this is the
rest of their
thing,
lives.
right? This is like the
It's
whole
most
terrorist
metal
thing.
way of going out.
Like
as
that
well.
was the whole thing with even the shooting that happened here. Like, you know, I feel like a lot of that was just to get his name into that,
That,
like,
that
cemented
dude,
into
that
there.
dude was absolutely messed up.
Oh,
Like
he's
when it
fucking
when it happened, I actually I found
disgusting.
the video was like on my Facebook.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I saw
yeah.
it.
Were you
and
in
like,
Stilton during?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was. You would have been. Yeah.
Oh, so
the
you
week,
guys,
but I was in Auckland, obviously,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
didn't get locked down. or
yeah. So
anything.
I wasn't in I was in Nelson when it happened, but like it was full on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I was in Brisbane. I was like, I just went home.
So
I just,
none of
I
you were
just,
in Christchurch?
I just didn't want to work. I was there.
Initially, I thought it was another earthquake, and then because we're not really like allowed our phones at school, and then like and then it came to fruition that, you know, like a shooting had happened, and I didn't realize the severity of it until like the next day, and it was just like everyone was
I struggled to sleep that
satire.
night
So
after seeing that
none of
video.
you were in Christchurch for it.
nah.
No.
Oh.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
swap? Dude,
No, you carry on.
No, I was like, do you want me to get out and like you tell the story?
It
of
was
being in
weird. It
Christchurch?
was a weird one.
Because, like, man, like, that's a...
Save it for your report.
Yeah,
we'll
sure,
we'll go back
yeah.
into it. Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
true, yeah. Wait,
Station.
We'll get basically the little voice you can hear in the corner who's just like chipping in. It's James, and we'll get him on at some point for sure.
At the moment, I'm doing your research for you.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's the Jamie.
He's the Jamie of our podcast.
I like how this is like the conspiracy edition of Banter.
It really
Alright,
is,
then.
yeah. Well, should we get into moon landing?